2003, New Year's Eve, Puerto Rico, 19 people are hospitalized with serious injuries, and one has died. In September 2021, 17, dead and 41 injured in Afghanistan. What connects these cases? An old saying goes, what goes up must come down. This, of course, applies to any object thrown or launched from the surface of the Earth that failed to fly into space. The same goes for a bullet. Fired straight up at the maximum speed that a gunpowder explosion can accelerate it, it will never leave the lower layers of the Earth's atmosphere. The combination of gravity and air resistance will slow the object down until it reaches its maximum height, after which it will fall back to the Earth's surface. However, when this happens, the bullet's landing spot will be completely unpredictable due to the wind. Due to air resistance, it will of course be moving much slower than it did at the moment of firing. But even in this case, falling bullets can injure or kill. When a typical AK-47 fires, the bullet leaves the muzzle at a speed of about 2,400 kilometers per hour, or approximately 670 meters per second, which is twice the speed of sound. Despite the fact that the bullet itself weighs just over 5 grams, it has the energy of a brick falling from a 16-story building. All this energy is concentrated on a very small area, so bullets easily penetrate the skin, causing serious internal damage and even death. But if fired straight up, it would strike its victim at the same speed only if our world was without an atmosphere, at least like on the moon. However, on Earth, we have a dense atmosphere and therefore strong resistance. So a bullet fired upwards does not reach a speed even close to its initial one when falling. Instead, it comes back down at a speed of only about 240 kilometers per hour, which is 10 times less than the initial speed. At first glance, it seems that such figures are no longer dangerous, but alas, according to data from the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, falling bullets can easily penetrate the skin, and in some cases, even the skull. The fall angle is crucial here. The fact is that the speed of a bullet's return to Earth partially depends on the angle at which it was fired. If the shot was fired straight up, the bullets return at a lower speed because they tend to tumble, which increases resistance. Those that are fired at a lesser angle and follow a parabolic trajectory tend to be more aerodynamically stable. They can land several kilometers away, and that's far enough that you wouldn't even hear the sound of the gun being fired. So when hit, the cause of death isn't immediately obvious. A projectile fired upwards will still reach the Earth with a great deal of kinetic energy. If you delve into history, the first documented case of the military using this principle was the Battle of Hastings in 1066 in England. The army, led by King Harold, took a defensive position on a small hill, and the arrows of William the Conqueror's Norman archers harmlessly ricocheted off their shields. Some scholars believe that closer to the end of the battle, William ordered his archers to release their arrows in an arc so that they would rain down on the English army from above. Although these arrows, falling under the force of gravity, were not moving as fast as those that were fired almost straight, their energy might have been enough to kill soldiers who were not expecting arrows along such a trajectory. The Bayeux Tapestry, which depicts this battle, may well show Harold being hit in the eye by an arrow fired at such an angle. The type of bullet used is also extremely important in determining whether it can penetrate the skin or not. Overall, the accepted threshold at which a bullet overcomes the skin barrier is 218 kilometers per hour, but the actual figure can vary greatly. Some perfectly round bullets at such a speed may simply bounce off, while pointed ones, even if they move slower, are still capable of piercing the skin. Similarly, a smaller caliber bullet, as its force is concentrated on a much smaller area. For instance, buckshot is thought to penetrate the skin at 233 kilometers per hour. Bullets from a .38 caliber revolver pierce the skin at a speed of 209 kilometers per hour. 9mm bullets from a pistol can pierce the skin at a speed of 164 kilometers per hour. A .30 caliber bullet moving at 136 km/h can pierce the skin. As you can see, a falling bullet is extremely dangerous. But you might think that the chances of a stray bullet hitting a person are so rare that it doesn't matter. Yes, Considering the fact that there aren't that many bullets flying around in the air today, and the area they could land on is vast, the chance of hitting a specific person is extremely small. But this did not spare Texas Representative Armando Martinez. Skipping forward, he survived, but the impressions from this stayed with him for life. A State House of Representatives member remembers ringing in the new year with loved ones. According to him, he stepped out of his house in a rural area north of West Laco. His wife kissed him, and the next thing he felt was a severe blow to the head, as if with a sledgehammer. A bullet fragment hit the top of a South Texas legislator's head. The 40-year-old man was immediately sent to the neurosurgical department of the Baptist Medical Center, where surgeons removed the bullet fragment. When he came to, doctors informed him that the fragment had penetrated his skull and lodged in the dura mater, the top layer of the brain. However, as it later became clear, only a miracle saved Martinez from death, and most such cases end very sadly. The chance of being hit by a falling bullet is generally small, but if hit, the likelihood of being killed is 5 times higher than from a direct shot. This is due to the fact that injuries usually occur in the head and shoulder area, not in less vital parts of the body. Therefore, in Afghanistan, after the celebration and shooting in the air in honor of the capture of the Panjshir Valley, there were 17 deaths and over 40 injuries. According to an article from the Los Angeles Times, doctors from the King Drew Medical Center, a major trauma center in Los Angeles, published a report in the medical Journal of Trauma in December 1994. It stated that from 1985 to 1992 on New Year's Eve, or July 4th, 38 people died from bullets fired into the air. So friends, never shoot into the sky, because without knowing it, you could take someone's life, or even your own.